Have you ever had that one colleague who takes frugality to the extreme? You know, the kind who never pitches in for coffee runs, avoids splitting bills, and somehow always forgets their wallet during group lunches? Well, let me tell you about Sandra, a coworker who redefined the word stingy. But what started as a minor annoyance quickly turned in a full-blown operation to teach her a lesson she'd never forget. Trust me, by the end of this story, you'll be laughing, cringing, and maybe even taking notes for your next office prank. It all started with little things. At first, Sandra would skip out on buying snacks for the team. Even when it was her turn, we shrugged it off. Times are tough, right? But then, the pattern became alarming. She'd join us for lunch, order the most expensive thing on the menu, and then casually announce, "Oh, I'll pay you guys back later." Spoiler alert, later never came. But the final straw. One Friday afternoon, after weeks of dodging group contributions, Sandra walked into the office eating a cheesecake. A whole cheesecake. And she didn't share a single bite. Not even when our boss jokingly said, "Hey Sandra, where's ours?" She just laughed and said, "Well, I'm on a budget." Oh, Sandra, you have no idea what budget-friendly payback looks like. Our team decided enough was enough. It was time to teach Sandra the value of generosity, or at least make her see what it felt like to be left out. We hatched a plan that was as devious as it was hilarious. First, we all agreed to chip in for a team lunch, but this time, Sandra wasn't invited. We'd subtly plan it right in front of her, making sure she overheard every delicious detail. So, pizza or sushi? Someone would ask. Let's go all out dessert too. Another would add. Sandra sat there, pretending not to care, but we could see the curiosity building in her eyes. Then came phase 2. The mystery box. We ordered an extra lunch, packed it in a plain cardboard box, and left it on the break room table with a note. For the most generous person in the office. Now, this is where it gets interesting. Sandra couldn't resist. We watched as she tiptoed into the break room, looking around to make sure no one was watching. Then, she opened the box. Inside was a single slice of dry bread, with a note that read, "Generosity goes a long way. Start small." Her face was priceless. She walked back to her desk, visibly flustered, while the rest of us struggled to keep straight faces. But the story doesn't end there. A week later, we started noticing a change. Sandra began showing up with snacks, real snacks, chips, cookies, even a cake she baked herself. She started pitching in for coffee runs and actually followed through when she said, "I'll pay you back." It was as if the mystery box incident had triggered a revelation. Now, Sandra is one of the most generous people in the office. She even volunteers to organize our monthly potlucks. But every now and then, someone will casually mention the mystery box, and Sandra will turn red and mutter, "Let's not talk about it." So, what's the moral of the story? Sometimes, all it takes is a little creativity to bring out the best in people. And if you're ever tempted to be too frugal, just remember, your colleagues are always watching, and they might have a cardboard box with your name on it. If you enjoyed this story, don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe to Curiosity Corner. What would you have done to teach Sandra a lesson? Share your thoughts below, and stay tuned for more tales that'll keep you curious.